wanted to show a quick video on how I cut and prepare my collard greens. If you've never had collard greens, they come as small as this. This is from my garden, or really super huge ones. And the thing is, people don't know how to cook it. Most of the times you see collard greens, they're cooked for hours on end. You hear these stories where people love their collard greens. They have huge bags of collard greens. They cut them up into little squares, and then they cook them with meat or some kind of pork or anything, but they cook it to death. And that's fine. And they also use it with oil. And but if you're a vegetarian or you just want to add more greens to your diet, collards are probably the easiest thing that I've grown. I'm now going to grow my own kale, so we'll see how that goes. But I just wanted to show you how I use collards as a green in any other thing that I would eat. I'm going to cut it up like little chiffonades type of pieces here. And they're small. I'm going to use the stem. A lot of times people will cut this into squares because they cut so much of it, little 1 inch or 1.5 inch squares to cook it. And then they throw the stem away because it's tough. But because I have smaller pieces, I got it fresh from the garden just like 2 seconds ago. I'm going to show you what I do is I cut, I'm going to save one in the end to show you something else, but I cut along the edge of this rim, and then I roll it inside of the leaves. Doesn't matter how you do it, but I mean, you could just, normally I just roll it up, but you can roll it up like this and then just slice away. So you'll just take small little slices. They're probably like maybe about 2 centimeters, and you can see how thin I'm slicing it. And that allows you to have small pea-like size stems. Not sure if you can see this, but tiny little thin pieces, and it will cook. You can saute it with some olive oil, some onions, or you can saute it in water. Add some salt, and the salt will help bring out some of the liquid from this. I put it in soups. So if you like using bok choy or cabbage or anything like that, collard greens are a great thing to use. It's a dark green leafy vegetable, picked fresh from your garden, so you don't have to go out and buy stuff all the time. I've been growing it for several years now, and I had to figure out, I had so many collard green leaves off of about, I think I have 8 plants. And then I bought pre-starts from a local hardware home improvement store, and I had so many collards I was giving it away, but then I found out that people at work didn't know how to eat collards. And I live in Central Florida, so if people aren't from the South, I didn't grow up eating this back in Hawaii. I learned how to eat this here. And you can see there's long pieces. It looks pretty cool. It's kind of like paper. And although this might seem like a lot, I throw this in a soup recipe, which I'll have a link to. And I'm going to add this to my quick soup that you can do within minutes. So you can use, if you want some vegetable soup, this can be your greens here. Now, another easy way to do this is you can also use this for, before I cut it, I washed it. There is a little film on here. You can see this white film. You can actually wipe it off with your fingers. I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up. This is not harmful. This is just something that's already on the leaves, and it's not a big deal. It's on all collard leaves. And so anyway, you can take this and roll it up this way. So you actually didn't have to cut the stem out. I just was showing you how people cut the stem out. But you can roll it up this way and then chop it up all into little pieces. I'm going to actually use this one for juicing. A great thing is if you can't find kale leaves, whole kale leaves in the store. Walmart has them. They're not organic, but they're less than $1. They have whole kale leaves. But if you're juicing it, or you want to juice with the whole leaf, you don't want to cut it up like this when you have a quick juicer. And I have a Breville, which is very fast spinning, and so if I have pieces, sometimes I only can find pieces of kale because right now the kale's not ready in my garden. But I'll take the kale, or whatever greens that I have, put it in a whole leaf of my collards, and I will roll it up like this, sort of like a sushi, and put it into my juicer this way. So this is just an extra tip of what you can use collards for, is use it as a wrap and an additional dark green leafy vegetable for your juicing. And that's it, and that's some of the things that you can use when you have collard greens.